Hello my friends and welcome back to another video. This is episode 10 in my EV vlog series, and today we are going to look at the self-driving features of my Tesla Model 3, and I see a lot of hype about that, and a lot of people talking very excited about it. And if you saw my live stream this Sunday or last Sunday, you probably already know what I'm going to show you. And if not, then this is just the executive version, so you can decide for yourself what you think about this feature. Now, the first clip here is at the beginning of my journey, where I have entered the freeway, and the speed limit here is quite low, 90 kilometers per hour instead of 110 or 130. So it went well. It was driving. I stayed in the right lane, and then all of a sudden, when it got to this point, it started slowing down to 50 kilometers per hour, and it was braking quite hard. The braking light was on. I could see that, and there's no one on the road. It's straight ahead. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? And if you were driving behind me, though, no one behind me at this specific time, they would be thinking, what the hell is going on? What is this guy doing? And if there was a truck behind me, I hope that he was awake. But I had a foot on the pedal usually, so I could accelerate, but since there was no one behind me, I just decided to let it do its thing and slow down, because I wasn't being a nuisance to anyone in this specific case. So let's see. I thought, let's see what's happening. So yeah, at this point it was only running autopilot, so it kept lane assist, or it stayed within the lane and the speed limit. So the self-navigation weren't turned on for some reason at this point. The next one, I'm driving to the on-ramp to another freeway, and the usual thing happens. The steering wheel's signal or icon turns on the screen, and I double tap the stalk, and it says, yes, now I can drive, and the car takes control of the steering wheel and navigation and will now drive me to the next exit on the freeway. But then when I entered the freeway and we had to merge into the right lane, it did blink, engage the blinker to the left, and I thought it would then shut it off again, but it kept blinking. And usually when you enter the freeway, or not when you enter the freeway, when you are driving on the freeway and you need to change lanes, you need to acknowledge that with the turn signal and press it in the direction that it says it wants to go, like probably a law thing, you know. You have to do that. So that sort of worked until I got to the point where we needed to take the southbound freeway instead of the one going west. So it decided to stay in the right lane instead of overtaking the car when the exit came close to us, closer and closer, and it started engages the blinker again, blinking to the right because we're going to the other freeway. And it started turning into the exit, or the on-ramp, or whatever you call it, for the southbound freeway. But as you can see here, all of a sudden it decided to steer hard to the left and take the left lane, which is weird because we should stay right. No reason to take the left lane. And had there been people behind us perhaps wanting to go over the speed limit, they would be expecting me to stay in the right lane and not suddenly take a hard turn, but quite with force decide to go into the left lane here. So that was quite unnerving. Yeah, and then it was mostly uneventful. It did what it did, and it took the off-ramp again at the end where I had to exit, and I said that now the self-driving would be disengaged. And that is sort of my experience all around using the self-driving feature. Now, I don't have the $8,000 to $10,000 full self-driving where you can drive on the city streets and stuff like that. And I gotta say, personally, my experience here doesn't really says to me I don't want to spend that kind of money, because, yeah, and I'm not going to tell you what to think, but I'm going to tell you my thoughts. But I find it kind of scary, unnerving, terrifying, and it certainly isn't an relaxing experience at all. I would say that it's probably more relaxing just driving by yourself and not having a car drive for you, because you never know what it's going to do. My experience is it gets right about 50 to 70% of the time. But for me to trust the car to drive, I need to feel that it does a better job than me, because I'm still liable for what the car does, even though the computer is driving, and I'm telling it to drive. I'm still the one in charge, and so if I'm going to use the car and tell it to drive for me, one or two things have to happen. Either I feel that it's doing a better job than me, or someone else is going to take the responsibility for what it does. I think that it's a bit overrated personally. That's my personal experience. But I don't know who would feel comfortable using that. I would really like to hear what other people think about that, because I see a lot of people being very enthusiastic about it and say, oh, this is awesome and it's going to be cool in the future. Yeah, but you're not buying a product that works. They are calling it a beta version, and you are the customer. I mean, unless you, of course, have stock in Tesla, then you are the consumer, right? So act like a consumer, not like a fanboy. I don't have any obligations to any manufacturers to say anything else than my true feelings. So yeah, that's just about it. I think this will be the length of the video. As usual, I really like to hear your opinion on this, because I'm not going to tell you what I think, but personally I think it's a bit oversold. And if you should purchase it, it should either because you have enough money to spend on the full version, and you like to see the features and how it evolves and stuff like that. But the feature as is, personally, I'm not so sure. But please tell me I'm wrong. I'd love to know why I'm wrong. So yeah, that's just about it. This was episode 10 of my EV vlog series. So until next time, have fun on the interwebs. Cheers.